Notes. I'm going to ask you a question. Are you active on Facebook?
Yes.
Cool. Do you have a website with a blog on it?
Yes. Yes.
We were playing, but you can read your mind. It's
sorry,
cool.
I thought we were all playing.
No, we're just going to play for just a second.
Sorry.
Here was your dad's story touched me. Now, my dad was in World War II as well. However, he defended the coast of Maine from the Carolinians. Which means that my father's World War II experience was not what yours was. I would take what I would have done yesterday with your father's story is that would have become an entire blog post talking about my family. I would have tied it sort of into what you do, but then that would have been pushed out everywhere on Facebook, because to have had a father that served so admirably, I actually thought your testimony was going to be, please let us, give him some applause, which we should, for her dad. My job in life is to help companies tell their story. Most people hear the term marketing, and we all go into that little box, the marketing box, just like the lawyer box, the real estate box. So
lawyers don't have a box.
Some of us don't, that's cool. What I want to try and do in a few minutes is help you get a little bit focused. I want to thank Bob for asking me to come. I just taught a boot camp for 2 days, so I'm in total teach mode. So if I start running long, Bob, I need you to raise your hand, or we will be here. Literally, we will be here for 2 days, because I had an amazing time teaching. First thing on your sheet. We all want more business, right? If you don't want more business, why did you get up at 5:30 in the morning and come here? It wasn't for the really amazing coffee. Thank you very much. It was good. But that isn't why you're here, is it? Anyone came just for the camaraderie? Just to yell, "Go Bruins"? Really? Okay, so it was for business. Glad we can get that established. There are only 3 ways to increase your business. You can either sell more of the stuff you sell, and no matter what you do, yes, you sell. You can sell more to the same clients, you can sell them different things, or you can go out and get new clients. Guess which one of those costs you the most? New clients. So yeah, you can answer, and if you're wrong, it's all right, I'm not going to say anything. It is new clients. And guess which one people spend most of their time doing?
Trying to find new clients.
Absolutely right. The third one. Kind of odd. So for this point, for that top part of your paper, I want you to write the word appreciate. If you do nothing else or learn nothing else from me today, you need to have some sort of a program that appreciates your clients, that gets in touch with them. Now, one of the activities that I taught this weekend, I'm going to have to stay up here because moving around is going to work. One of the activities that I taught our class this weekend was, you take out your cell phone, and you can do it now if I'm not interested in you, that's cool. I want you to find 10 clients, and all I want you to do today at some point is text the words, "Hey, I was thinking about you, hope you're having a great day." Now, if you're like me, you have to fight the urge. By the way, we have a really great special on this closeout. Don't do that. I just want 10, that's all I'm asking you to do, is to pick 10 clients and say, "Hey, I thought of you today," and you can think of them by scrolling down the list of contacts. Report back next month within your group what happened with that. If you don't appreciate your clients, they will go somewhere else. No matter how sparkling a personality you have like Bob Epstein, if he doesn't get in front of them, they're going to go somewhere else. So that is the top part. Now, you mentioned that the Westlake group next week, I know you're texting already, in the back. Hello, there we go.
Sorry, got a little...
No, you and I are going to play for a second. The topic of discussion is, who is your best client? Awesome. How many of you can picture your best client? Okay, I'm going to give you an idea. I'd like you to meet Harriet. Harriet's one of mine. I have 3 that I can picture. Harriet, she's somewhere between 45 and 60-something. I don't say the exact number because that embarrasses Harriet. Harriet was not necessarily a college graduate, but she's sharp. She's the right-hand man, or woman, of the person who owns the company. He is so busy, and it's almost always a he, is so busy running his company, doing sales because he's in charge of the sales, that he doesn't have time to run his company, HR and all the rest. Harriet's the one that does it. Woe be to those who cross Harriet the wrong way, because he knows she's the most important person in his business. I have met Harriet running banks. I have met her running hospitals. I have met Harriet running rental yards. When I meet Harriet, I have a certain conversation. I know how I want to work with Harriet and how I want to present my answer to her pain. Because the reason somebody hires you, and this might be a little important, is you are solving someone's pain. They're not giving you a check just because they like you. I know, Harmon. Everyone likes you because you are the lawyer of first resort. I get it. But no one is going to hire you and hand you that check unless you're taking away some pain. What pain do you take away that'll make them write a check to the school?
At UCLA?
Yeah.
Tax deductions. You can actually get income, income.
Even better.
From a craft or some of those other.
You didn't mention that here. You just said, hey, we only get 7% from the state. Please help us.
I know, is that
Well, but if you give them the on the knees thing is okay, you know, please. But if you give somebody a reason, it helps. Now, do you guys see the difference? Well, I can make income and help support the school. Isn't that cool? So there's a difference. Now, this chart that I gave you is something you're going to fill out on your own. This past weekend, I made them fill it out. It was really fun. They paid to come to a boot camp, but I made them work. It was great. Some of them walked in, I did hear this, I thought I was just going to sit here and listen. Demographically, your clients start to look the same if you take a step back and look at them. You'll notice that I have the pie in the sky. Those are the top 5%. I notice it isn't those that make up are worth $125 million. I noticed that isn't the ones that are worth $125 million for you. Somewhere below that, but there is that pie in the sky. Those are the ones that we all really want. The clients, that 5%. And you'll notice going across those three columns, I've given you a 5%, a 20%, and a 60. What is that total?
85.
Very good. At USC groups, they would have no idea they'd be counting on their fingers and toes. Which means I cannot use this same thing. The bottom 15%, honestly, don't worry about your bottom 15%. You shouldn't either. They're nice, they're wonderful people, but more of your time should be generating that person that is in your head and meeting that person that's important. So, the top demographics that I give you there are the important ones. And you'll notice that they're important because every time you're asked to fill out a form where they ask for demographics, what do they ask for? We ask for age, sex, geography, where are you, and that income range at the bottom. That's usually the bottom of the ones because that's the one nobody wants to answer the most, and they want to make sure they capture as much information as possible. Now, if you can, and if you want to get through it, those other demographics down at the bottom will help you picture. I can picture Harriet. She usually has 2 to 3 kids. They've gone through college. She's worked her butt off to put them through it. Her religion, usually self-designating as Christian, but not always. It's like 5 out of 6 have been designated Christian, none of them Catholic, but that Presbyterian mode. I don't set the rules. This is just what I've noticed within my Harriet. Yours could be different. Languages spoken. In some cases, if you are fluent in other languages, that may be important to you because if you are in this country and you speak other languages, you're generally not an American. That was born here. Sorry to say. And I can prove that, actually. How many people were born here? Leave your hand up if you speak more than one language fluently. Thank you very much. Point made. And if you know their leisure activities, you can coordinate with them. So start to know who your clients are. I would say I put a line at the top so that if you think of, write down the name or the business that they come from, you can start to picture who they are. Okay, flip your sheet over. Now you have to go top to bottom. So we've now talked about your clients. Let's talk about you and why you. You're all the best, right? How many people are the best at what they do? They just need a little help telling people what they do? I'm so glad you put your hand up because yes, you are. If you want to meet, stand up.
Me?
Yes. I want to hear your elevator pitch. I want to hear your 10 seconds.
10?
Yeah, 20. Cool.
So there were tears, and there was joy, and there was confusion. And that was Friday when UCLA released its admissions decisions. So I'm Evelyn Alexander. I'm an independent college counselor, and I help students explore, prepare for, and apply to colleges that are the best fit for them academically, socially, and emotionally.
I so knew you would never let me down. All right.
Well
How
done.
many people, when you stand up, start by saying, "Hi, my name is..." It's okay. Did you know that I am a neurosurgeon? You're not going to buy that. Okay. I've taken enough courses that I've studied them all. Your mind needs to check out. Some of you are checking out while I talk. That's cool, I understand. It's physiological, not personal. How many get great ideas in the shower or while you drive? Anyone? You've gotten them? Cool. By the way, I want to appreciate you for raising your hands. It makes me feel much better. The reason you get those is you're doing something, and that's me driving, that you know how to do. You just do it. It allows your mind to check out and work on other things. So when your mind hears someone in a group setting like this say, "Hi, my name is," I've heard that before. This would be a really good second for me to check out. Now, all that was to begin. You didn't begin with, "Hi, my name's Evelyn." There were tears. Oh, and you can instantly relate to, she's telling a story. I want to check in. So it becomes much more where you are. Now, what I just shared there was a much longer elevator speech presentation, but I want to give you the coolest, simplest elevator speech ever. Ready? You know how? Well, you know how, and you tell the story. Well, I am the person that solves that. You know how most companies that go to trade shows have like this horrible little booth and they just sit behind the table and you wonder why you're there? Well, I'm the one that teaches them how to get the most out of their trade show. You can all do that for yourself. So write that down. You know how, well, I. So if you want a simple one, or come to our boot camp in September, we'll go through a different one. So on the back, you want to become a category of one. When you become what you do, you are a generalist. We are all generalists. I'll use myself as an example. Many years ago, I became a promotional products person. I started a promotional products company. I was just learning what I do. You know, I could sell you a pen. And I had no idea really why. But in order to start become, you'll notice at the top, that celebrity, you want to work yourself up that chain. You become a specialist. Not only are you just a real estate agent, but you are the preeminent person that knows every single house in the Encino, Tarzana area because you've sold like half of them and been in the other half when they were for sale. And you know that house, you don't want to go near it because that's the one that had the and you really want that one because it's has that view that does that. So you're the specialist. You're the one that people will go to. You solve some really good problem that others can't. Now, if your industry has a certification, mine does, I'm a certified advertising specialist, congratulations, yes. 10% of the people in the promotional product world actually take the courses and sit for it. I will say that most of the people that are in my industry are just horrific. And I say it on camera, I say it to their face, most of them suck. If they aren't willing, and most of them aren't willing to say, you know, I'm one of my top 10 clients for a promotional product. Did anyone not get one? Because these are really cool, they work really well. These are magic pens, by the way. These pens will never make a mistake. If this pen ever makes a mistake, you call the number, I will replace it for free. I usually have to replace about 2 a year. But I'm a certified specialist. Moving up, you become the author you have now. In my case, yeah, this one's kind of thick. I wrote the first book, the business card book, mostly because I look at people's business cards all the time, and so many of them just really suck. And I look at it and say, what story are you trying to tell them? And if you're a lawyer, you're chapter 17, for those of you that are in. It's really cool and it was nice, but this was really just getting something off my chest. So as standing out as an authority in the marketing world, it's a cute, fun little book, but it's kind of the Weird Al Yankovic of the world of books. So my business coach said, that's really a good book, I'm glad you wrote it. Where's the workbook to help them, you've said they suck. Where are you going to help them? So I started writing it. I figured 20, 25 pages, 8.5 by 11. Well, they're going to have to know something about logos. They're going to have to know something about color. I should give them a couple of marketing tips. And so I just kept writing it, and 160 some odd pages later, this came out. What's cool I have noticed about book, the first 6 letters in the word authority are?
Author.
Thank you very much. It's author. If you are the expert in your field, and you want to be known as the expert in the field, the go-to person, you want to start considering writing your book. You all have one in your heart. You all have one in your soul. It's a lot easier than you think. Now, in this case, what's really fun, I'm in a LaTip group, and I skipped it for this because I got to get up 45 minutes later for this than that. That 5 in the morning to go to West LA is... Anyway, this is more fun. So, so got here. You know what? I just lost my train of thought for a second. What was the last intelligent thing I said besides good morning?
You skipped the
Good morning, yes.
So, one of the people in that LaTip group, when you're in that hard, thank you very much, when you're in those hard networking groups, you have to put yourself in a box. You're like the residential real estate, not the residential commercial. You're one particular kind of lawyer. For 6 years, instead of just being the promotional products person of the world, our business had expanded. We do marketing plans, we do all this. So our business has changed significantly. But to join that group, I had to put myself in that little promo box again. The marketing person that's in that group is really good. Take nothing away from him, he's awesome. But he said, can we have coffee? I need to talk to you about something. And my thought was, I'm going to get reamed because I'm talking marketing instead of just tchotchkes and crap. He sat down, he said, I really love what you're doing in the room, and when I saw that you had put out a book, I really need you to be the one that coaches me. And I was like, whoa. So this little book, has gotten me coaching clients, the first one being a direct competitor, who I think is really amazing. So when you start using your book as a way of promoting yourself, when you start letting your celebrity speak for itself, that's how you get more business. It's why we have, when they ask me to do a radio show, yes, I will do that on Rockstar, I can't wait. It's why we start to use these as business cards instead of our business cards. So your job is to become the go-to person. Now there are I've given you the steps on the right that you want to take. And for your industry, you're going to have celebrity steps that you want to take. Anyone that's in the room today, if you have questions about how to do that, you get 20 minutes on the phone with me free. I will help you figure out what you're doing to help you take those steps. I always feel as a speaker you should give more than you're asked of, and that's kind of what's going to help me. So, I have 5 minutes. Is that correct? Yes, nailed that. Do you have a general question? Does anyone have a general question on marketing? Usually it tends toward the social media side. But are there any questions anyone has on marketing their business? Yes, sir, in the back.
I have a question for you. The millennials are entering the market in a big way.
Yeah.
Holly sells loans. There's other realtors in the room. Sells homes. And the millennials now are a big first-time buyer. So they communicate different socially.
Oh, yes.
So can you speak to that a little bit?
Absolutely.
How to talk to different people.
It is. It's almost as if I asked you to ask that question. This last weekend, I looked in the room. I had invited a pair of twins. They're 16. These 2 kids. Okay, they've already done their own short movie, documentary stuff. They've already started putting together their own
Film festival.
Film festival. How many people? 16? Yeah. So I invited them to come and sit in. So in the room I had a woman that's in her 70s. I had another one that I looked at. She's about 60. Another guy, personal trainer, 44. And I had the kid, 16, to come up to the front of the room. We started talking about how they're getting their messages. The younger ones, if let's say that you were advertising on TV, they're not seeing your ad because they're watching their TV on their tablet. The 16-year-old had never seen a fax machine or a dial phone. The looks at some of the people, there were some people in our room that want to target the younger group, and they were looking at this kid and I have no idea how to deal with them. The basic thing that I should say here is that whoever your client is and however they want to be spoken to is how you have to talk to them. Example for myself, I love communicating with email with clients. Love it. If they want to do everything by email and I never see them and that's cool. But then I had some clients that wanted to start emailing through Facebook, and it pissed me off. How dare they do this? We should bring wait a minute, that was really stupid. They just sent me, some business that way. But the millennials, they have now found out because, let's see, anyone under 30 here? Cool. They have found out that all of you with kids
Good question.
have invaded them on Facebook, so they all left. You know why? Because you put their baby pictures up there. And they're embarrassed by you. So this younger crowd, if you want to talk to them say, on social media, you're going to have to be on Instagram and learn how to use Snapchat and which one? Vine.
Pinterest.
And
No,
all
no,
of
that's
no.
That's mommy.
Pinterest is the crafter world.
Okay.
That's mommy.
Yeah. So if you want to talk to them,
Too damn old.
you have to pay attention to where they are. Listen to some of their radio stations. Listen, go to those websites where they're hanging out.